So I just want to say that, like, I actually like this game. It's not that I don't like it. It's not that. That's not what I mean by the title. But I guess what I'm saying is, like, okay, so in order to understand this, you got to understand the point of view in which I'm coming from. Because I'm coming from the point of view where, especially back in my heyday on YouTube, like, when people used to argue about Tenkaichi 3 on Twitter, I was always kind of like the negative Nancy about it, because it's not that I didn't like Tenkaichi 3. I mean, obviously we all did when we were growing up. But when people used to ask for like Raging Blast 3, Tenkaichi 4 back in the day, I was always like, you know, you guys say you want this and then you're going to get it and then you're going to realize like it's not as great as I remember. And I think I was just so in shock with the fact that, like, Tenkaichi 4 was real, that it was like, I kind of just threw all of that out the window. And I was just like, you know what? The fact that this is real, just give it to me. And I got it. And I was excited to have it. And I fell out of excitement within a month. And once I fell out of excitement, I was just like, oh, okay, it's cool. You know, it's fine. I think maybe if the story mode was a little better, I would care a bit more. I don't like it. I just don't kind of like the story mode. But it's not like Tenkaichi story mode has ever been that great. It's just, I don't know, there's no novelty in it like there was when I was a kid. Like, I think it was, like, there was something for the what ifs when I was a kid that kind of hit more than these do now. I think there was something to collecting the Dragon Balls in the stages and like searching up on the Game Facts forums for the Raid Potara codes and fighting with those characters and doing the Ultimate Battle 22 and grinding through the tournaments to unlock all the characters. And it's like, this game has all of that, so it's like, why don't I care? And it's like, I don't care because I'm 23 and not 8 anymore, you know? Like, and it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's like, I've seen gaming for 20 years now. And what I mean by that is, like, I grew up a gamer, so I've like, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube was my first game. So my entire childhood was spent with the GameCube PS2 era. And then my late childhood, early teens was all PS3 360. And then all of my teens has been PS3, PS4, and now my adult age is PS5 and a lot of PC gaming. So the gaming landscape even today is way, way, way different than it was 10 years ago. And so if you're talking about a 20-year gap, it's one of those things where I'm looking at it and I'm saying, okay, I've seen gaming evolve, and it's just like the type of game that was fire in 2008 is just not the type of game that's fire now. One of my good friends, Dr. Love, I'm trying to figure out who it was. It was Alvin that was talking about Class of Ninja and Naruto Class of Ninja, and he was saying that it would be better as a handheld game than as a full-on console game today. And Love was like, I don't understand why that would make a difference. And like, as a person who has a Steam Deck and played the old GameCube and PS2 games on the Steam Deck, like, I was like, bro, I don't know what it is in your brain, but when you associate a certain kind of game with being like a handheld game, it just makes it more palatable. I don't know. There's a certain, I can pick this up and put this down at any point in time that I want to. There's a certain, this is a handheld quality game. This is a console quality game. Like, this is a game I'm going to play in my bed. This is a game I'm going to play when I'm at somebody else's house that I'm going to pick up here and there. This is a game I'm going to play when I want to lay down in bed, but I don't want to be so locked in, focused to the TV that I'm, you know, like, I think that there was obviously a difference in quality when we were growing up from console games to handheld games. And I think the console games from our childhood are handheld level games in today's gaming climate. Y'all understand what I mean? Like, does that make sense the way I explained it? It's just one of those things, because I was playing Jak 2 like a couple of months ago, and I was like, yo, as fire as Jak was back when I was a kid, like, you can feel the fact that it is a 2000s game. Like, because it's like, get a mission, go back to the hideout. Get a mission, go back to the hideout. Do this mission connects to this mission, and then go all the way back to the hideout. And it's like, it's just the structure of it was like, you can tell this is early open world, you know. And it's not that it's bad, because I had fun playing it again. I don't like, when I put it into context of when it was made, what it's trying to do, I understand it. It's just one of those things where it's hard, especially for newer generations of fans, to understand it when that's not the gaming they grew up with. It's just like us. Like, if you're in my age group, unless you're studying video game history like me, because this is how it was when I was a kid, it was hard for me to go back and play. Like, okay, for example, I'm a huge Sonic fan, right? Until last year, 2024, I had never beaten the original Sonic games. I've played them. I had Mega Collection. I had them. I had the mobile games. I had the re-releases on Steam. I've had Mega Collection Plus on PS2. I had Mega Collection on GameCube. I had Mega Collection Plus on PS2. I had, like, bro, I had it all. Like, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle was my first video game. One of my early first 10 was Sonic 2 because of Sonic Mega Collection. So it's not like I hadn't played them before. I even played Sonic 2 on this channel, but I never beat it. I picked it up, I put it back down. I never beat it until last year. I'm saying this year because it was like a couple months ago, but last year, it was late last year. And so it's one of those things where it's like, I beat Sonic 1 and I was like, oh, that was a really fun little game. Like, and for 1991, I can see how this was fire. Like, considering the context of video game history at this point and what came before it and what laid the foundation for this and what this was trying to do in the era of gaming that it was released in, now that I put myself in that mindset, I can actually play this and it's fire. You know, like, it took that for me. And I think it would take that for a lot of consumers, because it's just one of those things where it's like, you hear people say stuff about games where it's like, they talk about Mario 64 and it's like, oh yeah, it's dated. And it's like, well, I mean, sure. Like, Ocarina of Time I played in 2013 and it was dated, but it was a fire game. A fire game is a fire game. But I understand what they mean, because it's like, if you didn't grow up with that stuff and you're just used to modern platformers, modern fighting games, modern shooters, it's hard to go back and play Call of Duty World at War. It's hard to go back and play Mario 64. It's hard to go back and play Soul Calibur 2. It's not that it's not fire, it's just dated. It's just, there, all of the things that we're used to, the small data story thing, the episode battle is blah. The online mode, I told y'all, Tenkaichi, people argue for me for months. Oh my god, bro, it doesn't matter that it's a casual game. You gotta balance it. BT3 had competitive aspects to it and this and that, and it's like, yeah, but that's not what it's for though. Like, it's like, yes, there were things that they did to make it, but it's like, I crucify me if you want, but I always thought that you guys, the ones that were trying to make Tenkaichi 3 into a competitive game, and we want to play like this, and there's a competitive scene for it. I'm not knocking anybody. I just never paid attention to you people, because I always thought that you guys were missing the point. Like, it's not supposed to be that. Like, I'm glad that you found a way to fit it into that, but that's not what we're here for. And you can tell because Raisin Blast was the one that was meant to be that, and nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. Except the competitive crowd. Nobody liked it. And that sucked because I thought Raisin Blast 2 had some really good mechanics, especially back when I was actually pretty decent at it. I suck. Now you would never be able to tell that I was decent at it back in 2014. But I played it all the time, so of course I was. And that's the thing with Spark and Zero. It's like Tenkaichi 3 was never supposed to be that. It's more than just a character balance, bro. And I get it. There's a lot of things that they messed up from the past games. People weren't happy for it, but this is a whole new team, bro. It's a whole new set of people. The original company, Spike, the company, is not even in existence anymore. Spike Chunsoft is a totally different company. It's totally different people there. It's a totally different Bandai Namco. Like, Bandai Namco didn't even produce, like, Bandai was on Tenkaichi 3, but Atari produced that. It's totally different. This is a totally different gaming industry. It's a totally different gaming landscape. And I lost sight of that because I saw Tenkaichi 4 coming out, and I was like, wow, I can't believe it's real. And I forgot, like, even when Tenkaichi 3 was out, I didn't care like that. Like, as I got older, I fell out of love with Tenkaichi 3. As I got older, like, it was like I played Raging Blast for a while, but like when Xenoverse was coming out, I couldn't wait to toss Raging Blast 2 in the trash. I was like, it's cool. I was never that big of a fan of the Tenkaichi series. I always thought it was heavily flawed. And I lost sight of that because I was just excited for the game to come out. And it's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. You know, like, it just is what it is. It's one of those things. And I think that a lot of people are feeling me on that. I think a lot of people that would have disagreed with me back in the day, now that they have Spark and Zero in their hands, they probably would agree with some of the things that I was saying. But, you know, I mean, hey, even I lost sight of it, bro. So, yeah, those are my thoughts. Appreciate y'all for watching. Peace.